I walk in rooms I've never seen. Still something to me remembers things. Hands no rhythm, my mind can't trace. Like I've been shaped by another place. There's a fire in me I didn't light. Still it burns through every night. Call it memory, call it true, but it don't feel new. They don't know, they just arrive. And every breath that keeps me alive. I'm not walking alone. I feel them near. In every doubt, in every tear. They left their footsteps in my soul. Now I'm
Our past is never gone. It lives in us, breathing through memory and blood. When the veil opens, I feel them near. Steady, luminous, guiding. Their strength becomes my own. This is the gateway to the ancestors. Step closer, and the light meets me like a heartbeat. Her hand is warm, steady, real. Through her touch, I feel every story that carried me here. We are one. Listen, we carried this pain so long. Now you hold the hands, the heart, and the vision to close the loop. Together, child, you and the others can mend what was broken. We'll honor you.
That survived the pain. Every scar got a deeper root. Every truth got a hidden proof. They're speaking patterns, repeating time. What was theirs is showing up in mine. I'm not walking alone. I feel them near. In every doubt, in every tear. They left their footsteps in my soul. Now I'm following what I don't know. Every choice got a ghost behind.
Welcome back to the gateway to the ancestors. And before we even start talking, I need you to come with me for about a second. Don't just listen. I need you to go there. Feel this. We still in Florida, but this is not the same ground we just standing on. Now, something's changed. Something deep in the atmosphere. We're in Jacksonville now, circa 1870. And I need you to understand what that really means. Because, yeah, on paper, our people are free at this point. Chains broken, laws changed, war done. But don't let that word freedom fool you into thinking everything opened up and got easy. It didn't. This is Reconstruction. This is that raw space right after everything flipped, where our people are standing in something new. But the ground doesn't feel secure yet. The air feels watched. You got newly freed Black folks trying to build something from scratch, trying to put together homes, community, identity, trying to figure out what it even means to wake up and belong to yourself. But at the same time, you got eyes on them. Power structures changing, but not disappearing. Pressure coming from every direction. And you can feel that when you stop here. This isn't that hidden movement energy we just left. This feels like people standing up, but staying aware. Like, yeah, we here, but we know this could be taken just as quick as it came. I need you to see it. See the dirt roads. See the wood structures going up. Hear the conversations low, but serious. People talking about land, about work, about family, about living in a whole new way. This isn't about running anymore. This is about building, about figuring out how to exist in something that was never designed for you to fully have. And that right there is where it hits. Because the question changes. It's not how we get free anymore. It's about what we do now that we are. And how do we keep it? How do we stand in it? How do we not lose ourselves in the middle of trying to protect something we just got? That's the energy of this place. That's what Jacksonville is carrying. And if you really let yourself be there for a second, you can feel it. This isn't the end of a journey. This is a whole new one. A whole new one that begins. Ashe, welcome to the gateway to the ancestors. Welcome.
I walk in rooms I've never seen. Still something in me remembers things. Hands no rhythm, my mind can't trace. Like I've been shaped by another place. There's a fire I didn't light. Still it burns through every night. Call it memory, call it truth, but it don't feel new. They don't know, they just arrive. And every breath that keeps me alive. I'm not walking alone. I feel them near, in every doubt, in every tear. They left their footsteps in my soul. Now I'm following where I don't know. Every choice gotta go.
On this 1870 map, Jacksonville sits at the mouth of the St. Johns, a growing port on Florida's northeast coast. After emancipation, its docks, mills, and rail lines drew thousands of newly freed men.
I am the voice they couldn't be. Now they echo through me. Why do I ache for things unseen? Why do I carry what I don't mean?
Around this time, you got to understand that Jacksonville wasn't what you see today. This place was growing, but not in a comfortable way. Not in a way where everything felt locked in and secured. This was that raw kind of growth. The kind that comes after something major breaks open, because now you got newly freed Black people, our people, ancestors, stepping into something they never had before on their own terms. That's powerful, but it's also layered. For the first time, they are creating for themselves. Real homes, real communities, churches are rising. Businesses are starting, people putting roots into the land in a way that wasn't allowed before. See, feel, and imagine how you can feel that when you tap into it. This is not something you can see. This is identity being rebuilt from the ground up. This is spirit trying to understand what it means to belong to yourself. But at the same time, don't let that picture get too comfortable in your mind. Everything around them was in motion. Power was changing hands. Laws were being written and rewritten, and control didn't disappear, just learned how to move different, show up in new ways, look less obvious, but still be there. And our people knew that. They felt that. So even while they were building, there was awareness in the air. Not fear in the sense of running, but awareness in the sense of knowing that this is not guaranteed. Knowing that this could be challenged, taken, And that creates a certain kind of energy in the land. So what you're really looking at here is a people learning how to stand in something new, learning how to exist in a reality that never been allowed to fully experience before, and doing it while being watched, while being tested, having to protect what they are creating. That takes something deep. It takes vision. It takes inner strength. It takes spirit. And you can feel that when you step into this place. It's not relaxed. It's intentional. It's focused. It's people putting something together and knowing that they got to be mindful every step of the way. This is not that ideal of freedom people like to talk about. This ain't that we made it and everything is good now. No, this is freedom in real time. Freedom being shaped, being worked on, being tested. That's why it feels the way it does, because it's not finished. It's not secured. It's something that has to be built, protected, and understood all at the same time. And when you really let yourself feel that, when you really tap into that, the ancestors that moved through here, you start to realize that this wasn't just about being free. This was about learning how to live inside of it.
1870, Jacksonville. The ink on freedom still drying, and everything around us in motion. Power swapping hands, laws being written then rewritten. Control didn't disappear, it learned how to move different, wear new faces. Our people felt that. Not fear running, but a knowing this is the blue moss is fanning to the ground. We set them like stakes in the ground, saying to whoever might come, we're here. And we aim to stay.
On this 1870 map, Jacksonville sits at the mouth of the St. Johns, a growing port on Florida's northeast coast. After emancipation, its docks, mills, and rail lines drew thousands of newly freed men.
It drew men, women, and children who are what? Our ancestors of this land. As I continue talking and connecting with the ancestors, I want you to see, feel, and imagine transporting yourself to Jacksonville, Florida, circa 1870. 5 years, just 5 years, with the ink saying that we's free. But that was only on paper. I want you to feel that energy. Ashe? All right. When you really take that in, you stop just hearing the story and you start feeling the presence that never left. And once you get there, you can't look at this place the same way anymore. Because when you step onto this land, when you really allow yourself to be here, not just physically, but spiritually, you start to feel what our ancestors felt moving through the exact ground. This is not distant history. This is lived experience still sitting in the air, still rooted in the soil. This is our people fresh out of bondage on paper, stepping into something that they were never given the chance to fully experience before. And you can feel that tension between what is promised and what is actually real. You can feel the way they had to move not hiding the same way as before, but not fully relaxed either. This is that space where people are trying to plant themselves, trying to make something out of what they were giving, trying to turn a moment into a life. And that takes something deep, something internal, something that doesn't come from comfort. You got to see it. See the land, see the movement, see the people waking up with something on their mind that goes beyond just getting through the day. This is about creating something that wasn't there before. Something that could last. It could mean something, but at the same time, there's awareness that never leaves. An understanding that everything they are stepping into could be questioned, challenged, taken, and it sits in the body and it sits in the spirit. That shapes how you move, how you speak, how you trust, how you connect. And you can feel that when you tap into this place, this is intention. This is people moving with purpose, with care, and with a certain kind of pride that comes from finally having something of your own, but also moving with a level of alertness that never fully lets you settle all the way in. When you stand in that energy, when you really let yourself connect to the ancestors that walk through here, you start to understand that this wasn't just about freedom. It's about learning how to exist inside of it, learning how to build inside of it, learning how to trust something that never fully was guaranteed. And that right there is what this land holds. It holds the beginning of something, but not the comfort of it. It holds effort, intention, awareness, and people who had to figure it out in real time with everything on the line. And that energy, that mindset, the way of moving, that didn't just stay back then. That moved forward. That lives in us. And if you really listen, you can feel it too.
When you stand in this energy, right here in Jacksonville, you can feel them. The ancestors who walked this ground before the ink on their freedom was even dry. You start to understand that it wasn't only about getting free. It was about learning how to exist inside of that freedom, how to build inside it, how to trust something that had never existed. And in the middle of that figuring, they leaned on one another. They built walls, planted seeds, held babies, and kept a light burning for the next morning. Because freedom wasn't finished. It was a path. And every step they
I walk in rooms I've never seen. Still something in me remembers things. Hands no rhythm, my mind can't trace. Like I've been shaped by another place. There's a fire I didn't light. Still it burns through every night. Call it memory, call it truth, but it don't feel new. They don't know, they just arrive. And every breath that keeps me alive. I'm not walking alone. I feel them near, in every doubt, in every tear. They left their footsteps in my soul. Now I'm following what I don't know. Every choice gotta go.
On this 1870 map, Jacksonville sits at the mouth of the St. Johns, a growing port on Florida's northeast coast. After emancipation, its docks, mills, and rail lines drew thousands of newly freed men.
I am the voice they couldn't be. Now they echo through me. Why do I ache for things unseen Why do I carry what I don't mean?
We ask the ancestors of this place, of this time, the ones who lived, walked, built, and breathed through this era. We asked them directly, and what came through did not come from me. It came through me, through the cards, as a channel, as a way for their voice to reach the present, to speak to the collective right now. And that matters. Because this is not imagination. This is connection. This is lineage. This is those who came before us using what is available in this moment to be heard. And as we ask what our people had to face as they stepped into life after emancipation in this place, what comes through is voice. The need to speak, the need to express, the need to claim space, not just physically, but energetically. Because after being silenced for so long, after being controlled in how they moved and how they spoke, how they existed, now there's an opening. And with that opening comes a responsibility to use it, to say what needs to be said, to communicate, to connect, to be heard. And that is a change in how a person relates to themselves and the world around them. And you can feel that rising up out of this land, that awakening of voice, that activation of something internal that says, I am here now. When we asked the ancestors what our people had to face as they stepped into life after emancipation in this place, forgive me. We just asked that question. Hold on a second. What comes forward after that, it connects directly to what is still sitting in this land, and what comes through is hope, real hope. Something that had to be held onto in the middle of everything, that allowed our people to see beyond what was right in front of them, and to believe that something more was possible, even when nothing around them fully confirmed it. And that kind of hope is not, it's not passive, it's active, it's spiritual. It's what moves you forward, that pushes you to keep going, to keep building, to keep reaching. And that energy is still here. It didn't leave. It stayed rooted in this place. Then the next thing that we asked is, what is being activated in the bloodline right now? And what comes through is partnerships and alliances. And that makes sense. Because once you step into something new and you start to build, you realize that you're not meant to do it alone. You see, connections start forming and people start coming together. Resources start aligning. And there's a reminder here about balance, about exchange, knowing that what you give and what you receive has to be in alignment, because not every connection is meant to drain you. Some of them are meant to build with you. And then there's another change. It's how to relate to one another, how we build together, how we recognize value, not just in ourselves, but in the people that's around us. Then we asked, what fear had to be overcome in order to stand in this new reality? And what comes through is truth. Truth isn't always comfortable. It requires you to look at everything as it is, not what you want it to be. It requires reflection, accountability, healing, and awareness. Our ancestors had to face that. They had to stand in what was real, what was changing, what needed to be understood. And that takes courage. Truth brings clarity, and clarity brings responsibility. And that is another change, another moment where everything begins to look different once you actually see it clearly. And all of that leads into truth. This place is revealing about freedom itself. And what comes through is that change is constant, that nothing stays the same. And even when you step into something new, something opens up for you. There will always be movement, transformation, things that may be gained, things that may be lost. But none of it is by accident. All of it is a part of a larger process. And the reminder here is that you are not physical, you are spiritual, you are adaptable, you are capable of moving through these moments and growing through them. And that perspective is what allows you to keep going. And then we close with guidance from the ancestors about building and maintaining what we have now. And what comes through is disruption. That's real, because not everything that breaks is meant to destroy you. Some things break because they were never strong enough to hold what you are becoming. Some things fall apart to something stronger can be put in its place. It's reconstruction, a rebuilding, a moment where you are being asked to look at what is no longer solid and make something better from it. That's not always comfortable, but it's necessary. Growth doesn't come from staying the same. It comes from being willing to evolve. And when you take all of that in together, when you really allow yourself to feel what the ancestors are bringing forward through this place, you start to understand that this wasn't just about stepping into freedom. It's about learning how to move through constant change, how to speak, how to believe, connect, face truth, to rebuild, how to keep going even when everything around you is changing itself. And that right there, that lives in us. Ashe and gratitude to the ancestors of this place, circa 1870, Jacksonville, Florida. And we'll be right back after this.
don't chase respect. You become it. Watch how the room adjusts. Yeah. Honor ain't loud, it's precise. It's discipline dressed up nice. It's choosing growth over spite. Performing for a dream. Honor don't chase it, attracts. It don't fold it, adapts. It's how you speak when you angry. It's how you move when you hurt. It's how you keep your name clean in a world that loves. Fougère. Feel the pulse beneath your feet. And breath of reflection. Every step a choice. Welcome to your frequency of the soul. Every heartbeat, synchronized frequency of the soul. Vended healing realms. Let's be honest. Let's be honest. Healing is work. Shadows arise. You must not shirk. Real talk, no fluff. Step in the light. Integration is God, what transformation is might. Move with intention. Stay rooted, stand tall. The path is the long, but we answer the call. Wisdom in rhythm, proving a sound, centered in self, feet on the ground.
Make sure that you tap in Monday through Friday at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for the daily inspiration. The morning inspiration and real talk with me. And on Mondays and Fridays at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, we have Queen Kel's Holistic Royalty by Kel's with her meditation, and on Friday, bed yoga. And don't forget to tap in with Goddess D of Love at the Love Palace Monday through Friday at 5:30 p.m. with the daily dose of D and the word of D-Day. All the links are inside of the chat. Let's move on. I want to really talk about it because everything that just came through, that wasn't by happenstance. That was the ancestors, the ones from this time, from this land, from the 1870 energy speaking directly through me. And if you're really listening, you can feel that this is not just history. This is bloodline. This is connection. This is them reaching forward and touching you right where you are. Because some of y'all are in that exact same position right now, where something in your life has already changed, that's already opened up, and you stepped into something new, but now you're sitting there trying to figure it out, how to live in it, how to move in it, how to stand in it without doubting yourself. And that voice that came through, that I speak energy, that's not just them. That's you too. Some of y'all been holding back when you know that you're supposed to say something. Holding back your truth, holding back your expressions. And the ancestors are making it clear that that part of your next level is opening your mouth and standing in what you know. And then that hope that came through, that's not soft, man. That's the same kind of hope they had when nothing around them confirmed it. And you have that same thing in you right now. That inner knowing that there's more for you, even if you can't fully see it yet. And when it comes to these connections, these people around you, these partnerships, you got to really check that, because everything connected to you is either building you or draining you. And the ancestors already showed up and showed you balance matters. Not everybody is meant to go where you're going. And that truth piece, don't skip over that, because that's the part people try to avoid. You already know what needs to change in your life. You know what you've been avoiding. And that clarity is not coming to confuse you. It's coming to wake you up. And then when we talk about this constant change, that's life. That's reality. Things are not going to move whether you're ready or not. Things are going to break. Things are going to fall apart. And when that disruption hits, that does not always mean that something is wrong. Sometimes that's the ancestors clearing something out of your way so you can rebuild it in a way that this time. And if you really take all of that in, you start to understand that this is not just about what they went through. It's about what you're going through right now. Because that same energy, same awareness, the same push to grow, to speak, to align, rebuild, that didn't stay back in 1870. That moved through your bloodline. And now it's showing up in you. So the real question is, are you going to recognize it? Or are you going to keep moving like this is not speaking directly to you? You feel me? All right. And as we begin to close out for this session in Jacksonville, Florida, we want to thank the ancestors for coming through. We truly do. I hope you was able to receive that and to see exactly how the ancestors moved in 1870 in Jacksonville, Florida, and what that means and correlates to us being the descendants of some of those ancestors from that land. We're all connected. We really are. And with that being said, please allow me to give you an overview of what you just went through tonight. Ashe? All right. Gratitude, gratitude.
I walk in rooms I've never seen. Still something in me remembers things. Hands no rhythm, my mind can't trace. Like I've been shaped by another place. There's a fire.
Holy and sacred one, I come before you as a child of the root and the wad. Guide me through the unknown. Teach my heart to stay open, even when the night is long, and my phone light here and done. May every word I speak carry their light into the world. And when my journey is through, may I find them waiting, arms open, in the dawn. Thank you. Let the memory of their footsteps steady mine. Let the fire they carried illuminate the path yet unknown. Teach my heart to stay open, even when the night is long, and my phone light here and done. May every word I speak carry their light into the world. And when my journey is through, may I find them waiting, arms open, in the dawn. The root grounds me, the water carries me. Through the gateway I meet those who walked before. Their breath moves in mine. My hands remember they mend and soothe. In their light I move forward. As I breathe, they breathe with me. Every step is a promise kept, every beat a blessing received. And I walk, whole, guided.
I didn't lie. Still it burns through every night. Call it memory, call it true, but it don't feel new. They don't know, they just arrive. And every breath that keeps me alive. I'm not walking alone. I feel them near in every doubt, in every tear. They left their footsteps in my soul. Now I'm following what I don't know. Every choice got
On this 1870 map, Jacksonville sits at the mouth of the St. Johns, a growing port on Florida's northeast coast. After emancipation, its docks, mills, and rail lines drew thousands of newly freed men.
Jacksonville, 1870. 5 years after freedom was written into law, the streets are busy with people trying to make it real. A bureau office promises contracts and protection. Down on the docks, wages are bargained handshake to handshake. In a pine board classroom, children sound out.
The world was different. The air felt heavier, like it held every story ever told. Here they were.
Oh my God.
The law, the streets are busy with people trying to make it real. A bureau office promises contracts and protection. Down on the docks, wages are bargained handshake to handshake. In a pine board classroom, children sound out.
The world was different. The air felt heavier, like it held every story ever told. Here they were, our people, building life from the ground up, right here on this road.
1870, Jacksonville. The ink on freedom still drying, and everything around us in motion. Power swapping hands, laws being written then rewritten. Control didn't disappear, it learned how to move different, wear new faces. Our people felt that. Not fear running, but a knowing this is the blue moss is planted into the ground. We set them like stakes in the ground, saying to whoever might come, we're here. And we aim to stay.
When you stand in this energy, right here in Jacksonville, you can feel them. The ancestors who walked this ground before the ink on their freedom was even dry. You start to understand that it wasn't only about getting free. It was about learning how to exist inside of that freedom, how to build inside it, how to trust something that had never existed. And in the feel them. The ancestors who walked this ground before the ink on their freedom was even dry. You start to understand that it wasn't only about getting free. It was about learning how to exist inside of that freedom, how to build inside it, how to trust something that had never existed. And in the middle of that figuring, they leaned on one another. They built walls, planted seeds, held babies, and kept a light burning for the next morning. Because freedom wasn't finished. It was a path. And
behind. Every dream ain't fully mine.
That's the ancestors of this place, of this time, the ones who lived, walked, built, and breathed through this era, and we asked them directly, and what came through did not come from me, it came through me. Voice, the need to speak, the need to express, the need to name space, not just physically, but energetically. Responsibility to use it, to say what needs to be said, to communicate, to connect, to be heard, what is still sitting in this land, to believe that something more was possible, even when nothing around confirmed it. And the way we honor that hope now is by carrying it forward, letting it guide what we build, what we heal.
It's being activated in the bloodline right now, and what comes through is partnerships and alliances. And once you step into something new, begin to build, you're not meant to do it alone. Connections form, people coming together. What fear had to be overcome in order to stand in this new.
you honor what has shifted, hold what is sacred, and trust what is being built. The ancestors are with you. And so it is.
When you really let that settle in your spirit, you understand this was not a visit to the past. This was a connection across time. The ancestors from that 1870 space speaking directly to you as their descendant, reminding you that what you are dealing with right now, how you are building, how you are feeling, how you navigating your life, all of that is connected. All of that is part of something bigger. And you are not doing this alone.
Thank you for traveling with us today. Until next time, I am your spiritual travel guide, Blended Healing. Rest well and have a good night. Ashe.
Thank you.
I am the voice they couldn't be. Now they echo through me. Why do I ache for things unseen? Why do I carry what?
Thank you for bearing through that. There was a lot of hiccups going on, but you know, I like to think things happen for a reason. And I could go back and edit this all out, but I'm not. I'm not going to do that because this is organic and I needed y'all to see how sometimes when they don't want the message to get out, the things that happen, you know, it is what it is. But I'm here to tell you something else exciting, though. From here, we're moving on because our journey doesn't just stop in Jacksonville. It doesn't. It's moving further south. It's moving further south. Isn't that exciting? So our next stop, drum roll. Do I have a drum roll? I think I do. Drum roll. Haha. I got a drum roll. We're going to Miami, baby. We're going to Miami into a different kind of energy, a different kind of pressure, a different kind of awareness. And trust me, what's waiting for us there, that's a whole different conversation. Ashe? All right. Thank you for stopping through. Thank you for sitting with me and being part of the journey. And see, feel, and imagine as you transport yourself into these locations to sit down and listen to what the ancestors have to show you and tell you. And until the next time we meet, be well, stay safe, Ashe, and deep bow to each and every one of you. And I'll see you all very, very soon. Thank you for coming to the gateway to the ancestors.
Still something need me, remembers things. Hands no rhythm, my mind can't trace. Like I've been shaped by another place. There's a fire in me I didn't light. Still it burns through every night. Call it memory, call it truth, but it don't feel new. They don't knock, they just arrive in every breath that keeps me alive. I'm not walking alone. I feel this